and gentlemen, Khalistani sympathizer Amritpal Singh and his armed militia went on a rampage in Punjab's Amritsar yesterday. Dramatic scenes of lawlessness were witnessed on the streets of Punjab as Amritpal's supporters carrying swords and guns attacked the Punjab police at the Ajnala police station just 10 kilometers from the Indo-Pakistan border. But what does the state do in such a situation? Instead of taking action against the Khalistani mob, the state just simply bowed down before the separatist forces. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the state decided to release Amritpal's aide, Lovepreet Toofan, saying that there wasn't enough evidence against him, just days after he was arrested on charges of kidnapping and assault. Now what's even more shocking is that instead of taking any responsibility for the anarchy that prevailed in Amritsar, today the Punjab police blatantly went on to claim that the release of Amritpal's aide had nothing to do with Amritpal and the thousands of his followers, even though Amritpal is an accused in the same case. The discharge copy of his aide, Lovepreet, also said that he was released because he is not guilty of any offence. If he is not guilty, why was he arrested? But listen in to what the police had to say after this abject surrender.
The police was attacked in a very cowardly manner with sharp-edged weapons. 6 police officials were injured. The police acted with utmost restraint due to the maryada of Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji and preserved it. And police could have opened fire. It could have led to more issues. So we have acted with restraint on account of the presence of Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Punjab police is committed to maintain peace and harmony in Punjab. Certain elements are trying to destabilize the peace in Punjab. We have maintained the harmony in Punjab. This conspiracy shall not be allowed to succeed. Regarding the incident which took place yesterday, the video footage is being analyzed. Police has led from the front.
ਭਾਈ ਅਮਰਤਪਾਲ ਸਿੰਘ ਕੌਮ ਪਿਆਰ ਦਿੰਦੀ ਆ, ਅਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ ਦਾ ਹੱਥ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਤੇ ਕੌਮ ਨੇ ਸਾਰੀ ਨੇ ਜਥੇਦਾਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੰਨਿਆ ਵਾ, ਜਿਹਦਾ ਰਿਜ਼ਲਟ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੇਖ ਲਿਆ। ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਭਾਈ ਅਮਰਤਪਾਲ ਸਿੰਘ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੈਂ ਵਿਚਰਿਆ ਗਰੀਬ। ਪੁਲਿਸ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਫਸਾਇਆ ਉਹ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਹੀ ਹੈ। ਜੇ ਨਾ ਫਸਾਇਆ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਮਤਲਬ ਇੰਨਾ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਕਿਉਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ, ਯਤਨ ਕਿਉਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ? ਕਿਸੇ ਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੇਸ ਕਰਦਾ। ਸਿੱਖ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆ ਉਹ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇ ਫਲਸਫੇ ਦੇ ਪਹਿਰਾ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਪੂਰਨ। ਆਪਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਤੇ ਪਰਚੇ ਵਾਲੀ ਗੇਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਖੇਡਦੇ। ਆਪਣਾ 2 ਕੰਮ ਵਾ, ਬਾਣੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਨੀ ਤੇ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਛਕਾਉਣਾ ਤੇ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਾਉਣਾ, ਹੋਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਪਰਚੇ ਵਾਲੀ ਗੇਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਖੇਡਦੇ। ਮੈਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦਾ ਪਤਾ ਵਾ, ਜਿੰਨੇ ਠਾਇਆ ਇਹ ਤੇ ਉਹੀ ਦੱਸ ਸਕਦਾ ਆ। ਸਾਡਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ, ਆਪਣਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਸਤਿਕਾਰ ਕਰਦੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਕਰਦੇ।
And that's not all. After bringing the Punjab Sarkar to its knees, the pro-Khalistani preacher today was heard openly defending the Aam Aadmi Party in the state, saying that the centre was trying to malign the Punjab government. He even went on to say that this was a chance for the Punjab government to fix things. Listen in to him speaking to Times Now exclusively, virtually batting for the Aam Aadmi Party government.
और सेंटर कोले मौका है पंजाब दी सरकार नूं बदनाम करन दा। पंजाब दी सरकार कोले मौका है चीज़ां नूं ठीक करन दा। ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੇ ਹੱਥ ਟੋਕੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਣਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ, ਨਾ ਸੈਂਟਰ ਦੇ ਨਾ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ, ਨਾ ਪੋਲੀਟੀਕਲ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਚ ਆਉਣਾ, ਨਾ ਰਾਜਨੀਤੀ ਵਾਲੀ ਖੇਡ ਖੇਡਣੀ ਹੈ, ਨਾ ਵੋਟਾਂ ਮੰਗਣੀਆਂ।
They are trying to prove each other wrong. The thing is, central government trying to take benefit out of this situation. What benefit? Punjab is unsafe state. It's not true. You know, Punjab, the crime rate is lower here. Still, I'm not saying there is no crime. I'm not saying the law and order situation is very good in Punjab. Punjab government is failing. That's the truth. But Punjab government is not failing because of this protest. Punjab government is failing. The Sidhu Moosewala got killed. How huge that chaos it was. They didn't do anything about it.
But then testimonies don't lie. Listen in to this Punjab cop who faced the wrath and violence of the rampaging Khalistani supporting mob and what he had to say on how the police was treated.
मतलब किरपाना कोई लिहाज नहीं, कोई नहीं, मतलब आंदे बाद सतनाम वैगुरू का जाप करते ने, जाप करते होंगे पूरा गुंडागर्दी की पूरी पुलिस ने। कोई यहो जी मतलब इन्ना नहीं कहा, इन्होंने बिल्कुल धक्केआम शरेआम रोड़े इट्टे किरपाना कोई चीज़ छड्डी नहीं है जिहड़ियां नहीं इन्हां च लगी।
Meanwhile, the BJP has lashed out at the blind capitulation and appeasement of anarchists by Punjab's AAP Sarkar. The AAP, on the other hand, continues to defend itself, saying that it did nothing wrong. Listen in.
ये एक डिजाइन कॉन्स्पिरेसी है, पंजाब के हालातों को बिगाड़ा जाएगा और फिर अरविंद केजरीवाल बेगुनाह लोगों को मरवाकर मसीहा के रूप में सामने आकर देश में वोटें मांगेंगे। ये आज सच्चाई सामने आई जब पुलिस स्टेशनों पे हमला करने वाले लोग ही पंजाब सरकार के पुल बांध रहे हैं, तारीफों के कह रहे हैं, पंजाब की सरकार को बदनाम करने की कोशिश की जा रही है।
साथ पंजाब के लोगों को विश्वास करना चाहिए। सरदार भगवंत सिंह मान पंजाब दे विच अमन कानून की स्थिति ते पूरा काबू पा के रखणगे और पंजाब दे अमन शांति जिहड़ी बिल्कुल भंग नहीं हो जाएगी। पंजाब दे भले दीयां गल्लां करिए। सुनो मेरी गल तो सुन लो, पहला पंजाब दे भले दीयां गल्लां करिए। पंजाब दा भला होंदो जेहड़ियां ताकतां लगियां कि पंजाब दा भला नहीं होंदा ना, उन्हां नाल भी गल कर लो। कोई गल बिल्कुल होएगा, क्यों नहीं होएगा। पंजाब दे लोकां ने असेंबली जुड़ी और कोई गल नहीं जी, सब कुछ हो जाऊगा। तुसीं बताओ ना, क्यों नहीं लाओ करनगे साडे गवर्नर दे।
आप लोगों के पास यहाँ गलत सूचनाएं हैं। लॉ एंड ऑर्डर पंजाब में कंट्रोल में है, पंजाब पुलिस सक्षम है और पंजाब का जो सोशल बॉन्डिंग है उस पर गोलियां भी चली 10 साल, बम भी फूटे, लेकिन पंजाब का जो भाईचारा है आपस में, वो लोग मिलके रहना पसंद करते हैं। अमन शांति वाला हमारा स्टेट है और बहुत बड़ी बड़ी इंडस्ट्रीज अब वहाँ पे इन्वेस्ट करने लगी हैं, क्योंकि पहले किसी खास फैमिली के साथ एमओयू होता था, अब पंजाब के 3 करोड़ लोगों के साथ जो है वो एमओयू हो रहा है।
So the legitimate question we are asking on the Newshour tonight: will Aam Aadmi Party's capitulation cost Punjab? That's the question, and that's the debate coming up on the other side.
You're watching the Newshour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
And joining me on the debate tonight, Manjinder Singh Sirsa, national spokesperson of the BJP, Dr. Suman Siraman, political analyst, Huda Zariwala, political analyst, Bhaskar Rao, vice president of the Aam Aadmi Party in Karnataka, Iman Singh Khara, secretary legal affairs, Waris Punjab de, Jathebandi of Bhai, Amritpal Singh. But my first question goes to Dr. Anand Ranganathan, author and professor. Dr. Anand Ranganathan, the visuals that we saw yesterday, at least to me, bring back the horror stories of the 1980s when Punjab burnt and militancy was a common sight. Bhindranwale supporters today back again in Punjab. The same supporters who yesterday were wielding swords and automatic guns and lathis and demanded and gave a deadline of 1 hour for the release of Amritpal Singh's aide Lovepreet Toofan. And today, just like that, as if a magic happened, he was released. And that too certified by the court, because there was no evidence against him. I want to ask you, is this country a country of fools who doesn't quite see what transpired? Because the Aam Aadmi Party government says that there is no abject surrender, there wasn't any evidence. If there wasn't any evidence, why was the man arrested in the first place and kept in a lockup for 5 days? And why was a police station surrounded by these gun-wielding and sword-wielding mobs with 800 policemen unable to defend the police station, which is 10 kilometers away from the Pakistan border?
Good evening, Navika, and good evening to my fellow panelists. It's a very serious situation, and I speak, of course, as a layman because there are enough experts on the panel who would be able to gauge the situation, I'm sure, much better than I would be. But still, as a common citizen, I believe that it is important for my point of view or our point of view to be reflected, at least people who can take heed of the issues I'm going to raise. I feel that they should. India would be better off if they did, because there are 3 issues here. Number one, you're absolutely right, Navika. This is a total and abject abdication of civil and legal duties, executive duties by the AAP government. There is no 2 ways about it. And the fact that you say that this person, Mr. Toofan, who was arrested barely a couple of days ago, was let off as suddenly being proclaimed innocent by the state after dire warnings by his guru, dire warnings not only against the state, but also against the center, against our present Home Minister. Not only that, how do you explain, even if one person was now suddenly declared innocent, what happens? Have you arrested, or have you got a warrant for the arrest, immediate arrest of those 1,000-odd people who ransacked your police station? You were celebrating, or at least congratulating, the people who went after the situation. You remember after the Dera Sacha Sauda thing, when the state expressed its power, then you were congratulating the state. Now the same state surrenders abjectly, and you are saying that there is semblance of law. So there is no law, and there is no doubt, Navika, that the Punjab state government is providing itself to be completely inept at handling the law and order in the state. The daily drone attacks from across the border from Pakistan, the multiple drug mafia murders, and in fact Mr. Sirsa, who's on the panel today, has circulated a completely horrid video. I can't get round to even thinking about it again. Complete law and order failure, the blasphemy killings, the police station being run over. So the fact of the matter is, the situation is again exacerbated by complete lack of coordination between the state police and the other central and state organs, including the central forces as well as the intelligence forces. Something has to be done. Now let me come to the other issue, because that is equally important. If I say that the state has abdicated responsibility, I am not going to shirk away from the fact that the state has only learnt its lesson from the big daddy, the center, that abdicated its duties not just today, but 2 years ago. One cannot shirk away from blaming the center. Let us not forget how anarchists and middlemen and Khalistani separatists and supporters were mollycoddled by the center back 2 years ago. Every illegality went unpunished. Remember the anarchy at Red Fort, Navika? Modi and Shah not being able to stop violence, vandalism, mayhem, or the mob carrying swords and other weapons from driving to the heart of the capital of India on Republic Day and hoisting a flag illegally at the Red Fort. And the whole situation is, whenever there is inevitable vacuum that is created when justice and rule of law whooshes away, it soon gets filled by anarchy and bloodshed. And 17 of those cases have been withdrawn by the center as well as the state, of those people who ransacked the Red Fort. Worse still, the Supreme Court stayed a silent spectator in all this mayhem. So, Navika, the ultimate test is, how resolutely are you going to tackle the law and order situation? And I'm afraid both the AAP and the center are not willing to look at the elephant in the room. Let me give you an acid test. You have the respected BJP spokesperson here. I want to ask a point blank question. Was Bhinderwala a terrorist, sir? Yes or no? Let him answer it.
Manjinder Singh Sirsa ji, the question is, what the Aam Aadmi Party has done is unforgiving. But what is the center waiting for? After all, आपसे ज्यादा कौन भूलेगा 1980 के दशक में क्या हुआ था पंजाब में? पंजाब में रहने वाले हम जैसे लोग, आप जैसे लोग जानते हैं. We know what terrorism is, we know what militancy is, we know what this separatist movement can actually turn out into. So what are we waiting for? Why does everything come down to only a political vote bank is the question Anand Ranganathan is asking.
Navika, ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं है. As far as BJP is concerned, first of all, I must apprise you about one fact. जो आज पंजाब में हो रहा है, I'm fully agreed with Ranganathan what he said. पर one thing one must understand, ये ऐसा नहीं है कि पंजाब पुलिस इन सबको काबू नहीं कर सकती. पंजाब पुलिस बेसिकली दिल्ली से जो सरकार चला रहे हैं अरविंद केजरीवाल, वो ऐसा ही चाह रहे हैं. मैं आज नहीं आपके टीवी चैनल पर बोल रहा, मैं 9 महीने पहले 10 महीने पहले जब ये सरकार बनी है, मैं अपना ट्वीट और वीडियो आपसे शेयर करता हूँ. मैंने एग्जैक्टली ये कहा था, ये सब कुछ होने वाला है. 1980 के दशक में कांग्रेस ने भी सब कुछ किया था, जानबूझकर वायलेंस को देकर आंखें बंद की, वायलेंस को हवा दी, उन लोगों को बड़ा बनाया, एक ऐसा एटमॉस्फेयर पंजाब में क्रिएट किया कि ये डिवीजन हो रही जा रही है पंजाब में, और फिर उन लोगों को जेलों में डाला, बंद किया, मारा, और फिर अपने आप को मसीहा के रूप में पेश किया. बेसिकली अरविंद केजरीवाल भी उसी रास्ते पे चले हुए हैं. पंजाब के अंदर जो आज सब कुछ हो रहा है, वो आम आदमी पार्टी को सब पता है इसको रोका कैसे जा सकता है। ये लोग इतने बड़े नहीं है कि इनको रोका ना जा सके। 4 अनार्किस्ट इकट्ठे होकर पुलिस स्टेशन पे हमला करें और पुलिस उनको ना रोक पाए, ऐसा नहीं है। और आपको सबसे इंपॉर्टेंटली अगर आप इस केस में देखें तो इन लोगों ने तो 2 दिन पहले अनाउंस करके कहा था कि हम कल जाएंगे और अगर हमारा आदमी को नहीं छोड़ा तो हम जाके पुलिस स्टेशन का घेराव करेंगे और फिर जो उसके रिप्रिकॉशंस होंगे वो सरकार की उसकी जिम्मेवार होगी। इसका मतलब पंजाब पुलिस वाज अवेयर ऑफ दिस सिचुएशन, क्या होने जा रहा है, कैसे होने जा रहा है। एंड वर्स्ट थिंग व्हाट हैपेंड इज कि साथ के गुरुद्वारे से ही गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब महाराज जी के पवित्र स्वरूप को लेकर उनकी अगुवाई का इस्तेमाल करना ऐसी चीज का, धार्मिक ओढ़ आसरा लेकर उसका इस्तेमाल करना, ये उससे भी बड़ा पाप था। और आम आदमी पार्टी को सब पता था। इन्वेस्टर मीट में मुझे पत्रकारों ने बताया कि भगवंत मान तो हंस के जवाब दे रहे थे, अच्छा अब पुलिस स्टेशन घुस गए हैं, अच्छा अब ये कर दिया है, बिकॉज ही वॉज वेल अवेयर ऑफ द फैक्ट कि ये सब कुछ होना है, उनकी शय पे ये सब कुछ हो रहा था। और कल अल्टीमेटम देने के बाद क्या किया पंजाब पुलिस ने, आज उसके खिलाफ डिस्चार्ज फाइल की कोर्ट में, कोर्ट से ऑर्डर लिया उसका रिलीज का, और तूफान को जेल से रिलीज कराया जा रहा है। ये हमने मूवीज में तो जरूर देखा था, कंधार के केस में देखा था, लेकिन हमने पंजाब में ऐसा कभी इससे पहले नहीं देखा था कि पंजाब पुलिस सरेंडर कर दे और वो लोग कहें कि हम जब तक सामने बैठे हैं, जब तक हमारा आदमी जेल से बाहर नहीं आएगा, और उसके बाद वो कहें हम तो जी लॉ एंड ऑर्डर को बहुत अच्छी तरह से मेंटेन कर रहे हैं। और रंगनाथन जिस वीडियो की बात कर रहे थे, मैं जरूर चाहूंगा नविका उसको भी मेरे ट्वीट से उठाकर मैंने आपके चैनल को भेजा, आप वो वीडियो देख नहीं पाएंगे, हम में से कोई नहीं देख पाएगा, मैं भी उस वीडियो को नहीं देख पाया, किस तरह से एक आदमी के हाथ के ऊपर तलवार काटकर उसकी सारी उंगलियां हाथ से अलग कर दी। ये हमने तालिबान में देखा था। पंजाब वाकई 1980 के दशक की तरफ जा रहा है, लेकिन हम लोगों ने जो 1980 के दशक में भुगता देखा, उसके बाद हमने जीना सीख लिया था। मिल बांटकर हिंदू सिख सब लोगों के मिलकर पुरानी चीजों को बुलाकर हम आगे आए और अच्छा पंजाब को दोबारा से खुशहाल बनाया, पंजाब खुशहाली के रास्ते पे चला। हम उन चीजों पे पीछे दोहराना नहीं चाहते। जब अभी रंगनाथन ने कहा ये क्यों नहीं बोलते, वो रंगनाथन जी मैं सब कुछ बोल सकता हूं, पर मैं उस आग में और तेल नहीं डालना चाहता, मैं आग नहीं डालना चाहता। जो लोग आगे कर रहे हैं,
I understand larger philosophy of a big happy family, but my friend Sirsa ji, we are not a happy family. Look at the scenes. Punjab is a state where the chief minister house is gherawed by farmers. Nobody will do anything because farmers cannot be touched. You did not touch the farmers when they were in Delhi and trying to, in the name of farmers, unfurl the flag at the Red Fort. Nobody will touch farmers when they gherav the chief minister's house. Nobody will take any action because there is a Guru Granth Sahib in the hands of separatists. No, these are the excuses that come in. And Huda Zariwala, my question to you is, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal has gone on record on several occasions. Bhai, hamare haath mein police de do, we will teach a lesson on what law and order is. In Delhi, we can't do anything because Delhi law and order is in the hands of the center. We can't do anything. Give us a state where there is police in our hands and we will do everything. And what are we seeing? We are seeing murders in broad daylight. We are seeing kidnappings. We are seeing assault. We are seeing separatists roaming around with automatic rifles, swords, lathis. We are seeing them coming and capturing a police station which is 10 kilometers from the Pakistan border. We are seeing the state and the police surrendering to them. And we are seeing the Punjab police is actually being defended by whom? By a Bhindranwale supporter, by a separatist who's saying the center is playing politics. तो आपका spokesperson एक terrorist हो चुका है. Huda Zariwala, what does this say about the Aam Aadmi Party government in Punjab? Where are you leading this country? Do you understand? It's not a question of Punjab alone. It is actually the security of this country that is at stake because you're taking it so lightly in Punjab.
Good evening, Navika ji. Yes, obviously this is a matter of grave security and safety of the citizens, not just just of Punjab but of all of India. Now that being said, the separatist issue, the pro-Khalistani issue, these issues are not created by Aam Aadmi Party. Let us not forget that there is a huge history behind this, and these issues have been given fuel and fire by Congress, by BJP alliance governments, by governments that were there before the Aam Aadmi Party. It's a chronic issue. So any disease which is chronic needs a long-term treatment. These issues cannot be solved overnight. There is also the issue of the religious fundamentalism, the issue of obscurantism, an issue of extremism over here. I mean, there are various aspects to it that needs to be considered. This is, again, at large, the issue of the safety and security of the people. Definitely, the centre also needs to take into due cognizance the fact that
Huda Zariwala, because it's a chronic issue, you will surrender to them because it was created by the Aam Aadmi Party or the Akali Dal in the past or the Congress in the past. You know, you today will sit hand on hand. You know, Anand Ranganathan, I mean, what is this explanation?
Navika, couple of points I want to make with due respect.
Navika,
with due respect.
10 seconds. पेमेंट तो पैसे तो चंदा तो ये ले रहे थे जाके आतंकियों से, उनसे जाके फॉरेन से पैसा ये लेके आ रहे थे, और अब कह रहे जी सेंटर को भी कॉग्निजेंस लेना चाहिए। जब अरविंद केजरीवाल चंदा लेने गए थे अमेरिका में हार्डलाइनर से, तब नहीं समझ में आया था। जब कनाडा के खड़े होके वहां पे चंदा इकट्ठा कर रहे थे करोड़ों रुपए लोगों से, तब नहीं समझ में आया था। और आज कह रहे सेंटर कॉग्निजेंस ले, आतंकियों के साथ आप हाथ मिलाएं, देश तोड़ने वालों के साथ आप हाथ मिलाएं।
सिरसा जी, मेरा नाम लिया गया था, if you don't mind. मैं आपको बहुत इज्जत करता हूं।
Sorry, Rangan.
who is to say
Huda ji, my
these
name was
issues
taken.
are not fueled by the BJP itself? Who is to say that there are not elements?
What? You are saying the BJP is fueling the rise of Amritpal Singh? You are saying the BJP is responsible? Please, Ms. Huda, I can accept some of your arguments, but to say that this whole thing has been... Did I say that? Did I say no? I didn't. Please allow me to finish. Please.
Who is to
Navika,
say?
can I please?
I am not saying for a fact.
Huda ji, please allow me. Navika,
allow Anand Ranganathan to make his point. Yes, Anand.
Yes, please.
I'll be very brief because both the respected spokespersons of AAP and BJP are very dear friends. So I want to make 2 points very clear. I believe in Occam's razor. That is the simplest explanation, is most possibly the most obvious one. And here, in order to tackle any big, small, whatever issue of national security, you need to ask a simple question, which is what KPS Gill asked. KPS Gill asked, is Bhinderwala a terrorist? And he answered it, yes. Now I ask both the BJP and the AAP, Navika, this is very important. In order to solve this, please ask, were both Burhan Wani and Bhinderwala terrorists? Yes or no? Huda ji, I ask you this question. I repeat, were both Burhan Wani and Bhinderwala terrorists? Yes or no?
Okay.
Yes, Huda Zariwala. Yes or no? You heard the question.
Hello. Is the question directed? Oh, is the question directed to me?
Yes.
Is the question directed to me? Yes. Right.
Yes.
I believe there was a lag.
Absolutely.
Before I answer that question, I would like to state for the record once and for all, Aam Aadmi Party did not.
There is a direct question. No. There is a direct question, Huda Zariwala. There is a direct question. I will not allow you to digress from the point.
I believe
the direct question is Bhindranwale a terrorist? Yes or no? Yes or no?
I believe that is the answer to that is obvious. I mean, and that is not even the topic for the day. But yet again, if you want to digress from the issue at hand, by all means.
What is the answer?
But then this topic is not about Burhan Wani. This topic is not about Bhinderwala. This topic is more about the safety and security of the citizens in hand.
Is Bhindranwale a terrorist? Yes or no? What is the answer? Why can't you be direct?
Absolutely.
Yes, then why is Amritpal Singh dictating terms to the government? Why is Amritpal Singh dictating terms to the government? Why is Lovepreet Toofan walking out free? Why is Lovepreet Toofan walking out free? Why was he arrested? Why is he walking out free? Are these not relevant questions? And I want to ask you, Dr. Sumansi Raman. Dr. Sumansi Raman, the Congress party played with fire.
Absolutely.
Indira Gandhi played with fire and learnt her lesson. Not just with the situation in Punjab, she had to pay with her own life. I mean, what more lesson do we need in this country than the fact that a Prime Minister of India was lost to the bad handling of Punjab when we played with fire? So, Dr. Sumansi Raman, are we seeing history repeating itself? Why are we silent?
I agree that this is not an issue created now.
Huda Zariwala, the question is to Dr. Sumansi Raman.
Excuse me.
When I ask you a question, you do not hear it.
To me.
When I'm asking Sumansi Raman, you begin to speak. Yes.
Navika.
Yes, Suman.
Now, Navika, there are two ways of looking at this whole issue. One is AAP and BJP can blame each other even as Punjab slides closer to a dangerous place. Now, that is what I see happening on the ground, which clearly both sides are equally culpable. And for the centre to wash its hands off, Dr. Ranganathan made those points very clear. Yes, maybe the AAP government did not control law and order, is not controlling law and order as well as it should have. But the point is, look, you have the NIA. The NIA is authorized to act in any state, even without the permission of the state government. Now, what is the NIA doing if this is a security situation, if it's an internal security matter in Punjab? The NIA is fully empowered to go and act on its own. They don't need permission from the Aam Aadmi Party government. So this whole argument of saying Aam Aadmi Party government is messing it up, Aam Aadmi Party government is messing it up. Look, if these are, these are non-internal security issues, you can please play politics on it. As far as you yourself said it, a former Prime Minister of this country lost her life because of mishandling of the Punjab situation. And there is still politics being played between these two parties. Look, my point is very simple. As Dr. Ranganathan said, the Red Fort cases, was anyone punished for what happened there? Was it not a violation of the law? Was equipment and weight, in fact, some anti-riot gear of the police was damaged. What happened? Cases were withdrawn. Are you aware, Navika, that the same day that the recommendation for withdrawal of the cases was sent to the LG, he signed it. LG doesn't sign certain documents which the Delhi government wants for months on end. There is an open war between the LG and the CM. What happened to this? It was signed on the same day. So please, this is an internal security issue. And I think the answer, most eloquent answer, was the lack of the answer to the question, both from the Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson and the BJP spokesperson, on whether Bhindranwale was a terrorist or not. Mr. Sirsa has not opened his mouth on that. And I think that you should, just like you put Huda Zariwala under the pump and forced her to give a response, I think it's only fair that you should do the same with Mr. Sirsa and ask him to clearly state his position
questions,
on this.
Manjinder Singh Sirsa ji. One, Bhindranwale is a terrorist, yes or no? Number two, you have the NIA. If the state government fails to handle the situation, what is the NIA?
Was Burhan Wani and Bhindranwale both terrorists?
They'll have no problem. But they will not have a problem.
I want him to say that.
No, they will not have a problem in... Okay, all right, Manjinder Singh Sirsa, Burhan Wani and Bhindranwale, both terrorists or not?
Navika.
Number one, and number two, what's the NIA doing?
Anybody, as I told you earlier, it's an elected government there in Punjab. There is no situation arise that NIA could go to Punjab and arrest anybody for what reason? Because the law and order is with Punjab government. And if it takes any action against anybody, if the FIR has been registered, NIA can take a cognizance of that. But now the law and order is with the state of Punjab. How can you expect NIA to enter the state of Punjab when they are not registering any case against any of them. And secondly, what he said, as I've told you already also, I have no objection on saying that somebody does a wrong. Even Sant Jarnail Singh Bhindranwala, people say he's a sant, some say he's a terrorist. But what I say is, anybody who kills innocent is a terrorist, definitely is. Need not to say about that. But I need to understand one thing. What will you get out of all this now? Today things have been buried. We have gone through all in last 30, 40 years. Now you have to stop the thing which is in front of you, the violence in front of you. If you will just talk about that, all those people who are not here, and you are not tackling the situation which is in front of you, just by blaming कि जी इसने उसको क्यों नहीं ये बोल रहा, अब ये उसको क्यों नहीं ये बोल रहा. The problem today is the man who is creating a problem for Punjab. Why don't you talk about that problem? Why you are after my life कि मैं दूसरे आदमी को बोल के मेरे को मरवाना है? If is this your sole purpose to do? No, one should think about the situation which is in front of you. Those goons are in police stations. गुरु कब्जा कर रहे हैं थानों में जाकर, गोलियां चला रहे हैं, और इस तरह की नौबत आ गया कि इनोसेंट लोग पंजाब में मारे जा रहे हैं. उनको बचाने वाला कोई नहीं है. पुलिस तलवारें झेल रही है, पुलिस डंडे झेल रही है, और हम लोग यहाँ पर ये बैठ के डिबेट कर रहे हैं कि 30 साल पहले उसको क्या बोलोगे और 30 साल बाद इसको क्या बोलोगे. और मेरे बोलने से कुछ हो रहा है तो मैं बोलता हूँ. मेरे से और क्या क्या बुलवाना चाहते हैं आप बताएं. अगर आपका यही पर्पस है कि मनजिंदर सिंह से ये बुलाना है तो मुझे बता दें, मुझे और क्या
surrender and should the Aam Aadmi Party government
one correction, Navika.
Okay.
One correction.
Read this.
Navika, the law was
Anand Ranganathan is showing a statement.
Yeah, Dr.
The NIA is fully empowered
Delhi
to act
BJP
without the
MLA
state
demands
government.
apology from Center for Operation Blue Star Defense Bhindranwale. सिरसा जी,
No, we cannot
सिरसा
enter
जी
into any state
आपका
like this.
स्टेटमेंट दिखा रहे हैं आनंद रंगनाथन जी.
सर,
सिरसा जी का statement.
नाविका जी, नविका जी मुझे 10 सेकंड यार, मैं इसको जवाब देने के लिए थोड़ा बैठा हूँ आनंद रंगनाथन को. ये तो सिर्फ मेरे लिए पड़ा हुआ है. ये इसका तो एक कैलकुलेटेड, इसके पास कैलकुलेटेड एजेंडा है. रंगनाथन एक कैलकुलेटेड एजेंडे के साथ आते हैं मनजिंदर सिंह के खिलाफ. मेरी पार्टी के लोग इनको ये सब कुछ करने को कहते हैं. छोड़िए उसको, मैं जो आपको बताना चाह रहा हूँ, ये आप राव साहब के बारे में बता रहे हैं. अभी ये कह रहे थे कि दिल्ली के एलजी की दिल्ली सरकार चलने नहीं दे रही. दिल्ली की सरकार की एलजी सुनते नहीं है. हम अगर पंजाब में घुसेंगे तो ये राव साहब ही आपको कहेंगे सबसे पहले, देखिए जी पंजाब के अंदर केंद्र सरकार इंटरफेरेंस कर रही है, पंजाब में जबरन घुस रही है, पंजाब के हालात को नहीं ठीक होने दे रही, पंजाब सरकार के अंदर इंटरफेरेंस होगी, केंद्र सरकार की अपनी शक्तियों का इस्तेमाल कर रही है. ये लोग रोना पीटना शुरू कर देंगे. इनका काम रोना पीटना हो जाएगा 1 मिनट के अंदर. अरे भाई आप पंजाब सरकार को क्यों बोल रहे हैं? राव आप पंजाब सरकार से क्यों सवाल पूछ रहे हैं? कहां उनका उनसे जवाब क्यों नहीं पूछ रहे हैं?
If the government at the center enters in, you will cry blue murder and you will not take any action against separatist elements.
He was right not crying. He was just crying. A few minutes back he was crying.
Allow me to speak, Navika.
He was just crying and saying that Delhi
can allow me to speak. I can say something.
Rao, the question is to you. Yes, go on,
Madam, Navika madam, see, when national security comes, there should be no politics. There has to be no politics over there of BJP, Aam Aadmi Party, वगैरह वगैरह. And just as Sriram had pointed out, that the NIA is completely equipped. Government of India is completely aware of what is going on in each state. पत्ते पत्ते के बारे में उनको IB के थ्रू मालूम है कि क्या हो रहा है करके. And whatever has happened, it should not have happened. And in any police action, there are 3 stages. One is an internal security, there is a law and order, there is a crime over there. Bhale Punjab government through NCRB can say that crime has come down, but what has been showed in the media about how people have come to Ajnala police station. Straight away, NIA has got powers to take action under this. And if government of India was aware, let us not allow this situation to come to this.
What do you mean by what has been shown by the media? What are you pointing at? Are the visuals wrong? Are the scenes that were seen in Ajnala wrong? Is the media reporting anything wrong?
Security, that's all. Don't bring politics into internal security.
What is the politics, my friend?
You step in.
What is the politics, my friend? There are automatic guns and sword-wielding crowds which are making the police surrender.
As Anand Ranganathan and Sriram pointed out over there.
You wanted a police. You said you will show exemplary law and order. Look at the damn surrender that has been done.
Bhaskar Rao,
Bhaskar Rao, I don't want these, motherhood
It is not a
statements.
surrender, madam. It is not a surrender.
These are specific issue.
Motherhood statement कुछ भी
what
नहीं
is
यहाँ
it?
पर. It is something.
If it is
which
not a
the-
surrender,
It is a specific issue. When you want to talk about the internal security, don't talk politics. That's all. If you talk politics in the middle of internal security, then you only do a blame game. That's all.
So then why are you talking about NIA?
कि पंजाब
Anand Ranganathan.
हुआ, कैसे हुआ, किसने
Anand Ranganathan.
Navika, very briefly,
If
first of all,
NIA, that is the reason NIA has been given overriding powers. That is the reason NIA has been given overriding power. Even if you smell terror over there, go take action. You don't have to ask anybody over there. और इतने दिन से क्या आप किसके
All right. 1 minute before I come to Anand Ranganathan, Iman Singh Khara. 1 minute, Bhaskar Rao. You can't go on speaking. Iman Singh Khara, I want to ask you this question. Now, Amritpal Singh wants to, he wants to scare the Punjab police. He wants to capture police stations. He wants his aides to be released. He will carry automatic guns. He will praise Bhindranwale. He will want a Khalistan. And he should be released by courts of law, and his, all his friends and all his mob members should also be released from the court of law. And then you should come out after a deal is done with the Sarkar. You come out and start defending the Sarkar. Is this how Punjab should run?
I just want to say that it's not a debate, it's just a circus. You people are discussing law and order, but not even a single person is having any knowledge about law. Against Sant Jarnail Singh Ji Khalsa Bhindranwale, not a single FIR was lodged. But then also you dare to say to a person who is the most respectable personality in Punjab, a terrorist. Now, anchor ma'am, you just tell me how much crore defamation notice should I send to you that you're calling Bhai Amritpal Singh a terrorist without, do you even have the knowledge that who's having the capacity to declare a person as a terrorist in India? That how to declare a person a terrorist, under which law a person is to be declared a terrorist? But then also you people are just creating hooliganism here without any even a single piece of knowledge about law.
Is he?
Just Mr. Sirsa, I want to say to Mr. Sirsa
बड़ी knowledge है कि ना ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ defamation ਦੀ knowledge ਹੈ मैं पूछ रही ਹਾਂ नहीं खारा साहब मैं ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛ ਰਹੀ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਤਲਵਾਰਾਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਓਗੇ you will take swords, you will take automatic rifles, and you want us to believe you are peace loving.
Just show the automatic rifle on a TV channel.
Reading the Guru Granth Sahib.
Just show a single weapon, automatic weapon on your channel.
Can I show you?
It's the fundamental right.
Last November there was a procession. Can I show you those
Just show the automatic
visuals? The visuals are on your screen.
Just show the automatic weapon. Just show the automatic
weapon.
Yes, they do. On the screen.
So take action now. What were you waiting for?
And
take
swords
action
can
now.
be
What
carried.
were you waiting for? You have got all the law with you. Force with you.
Swords can be carried. Lathis can be carried. The police can be terrorized. And you will do defamation on me. You will do defamation on me.
Let me speak. If you don't have any knowledge about law, it's the fundamental right of a Sikh to carry a sword under Article 25 of the Constitution. Why can't Sikhs carry swords? And moreover, Bhai Amritpal Singh has said that Bhai Amritpal Singh has said that the basic scheme was to carry a procession under the agwai of Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj.
Dr. Anand Ranganathan, किरपान क्या ये आपको ऑटोमेटिक राइफल्स दिख जाएंगी though I don't know much about guns but you can see guns over there. I don't know if they are automatic or not, but let me ask Dr. Anand Ranganathan.
These are
it's a rifle at least I can see, and from the accounts I have read in newspapers, and you haven't done any defamation. But Dr. Anand Ranganathan, swords and kirpans can be waved around. Sikhs are also allowed under Article 25 to scare people, to try and use it in a ferocious manner as if they want to harm somebody. That is also allowed under the Constitution. Carrying a kirpan is different from waving your swords, Dr. Anand Ranganathan. Who is he trying to, fool in this?
Navika, it's really going from the sublime or the ridiculous to the sublime because 3 points. Number one, मैं सिरसा जी खुद जानते हैं, मैं इनकी बहुत इज्जत करता हूं, so it's with great disappointment that he is saying कि मेरा कोई एजेंडा है. सर, with due respect, आपने वो स्टेटमेंट कही थी, मैं आपको आपकी ही स्टेटमेंट दिखा रहा था. You can go back on the statement, that's fine. इसमें कोई पर्सनल नहीं है, आप प्लीज don't take it personally. I have tremendous respect for you. If you want to go back on the statements you made on Bhindranwale, that's up to you. इसमें मेरी कोई गलती नहीं है, I'm just a messenger. Number two, as far as Mr. Bhaskar is saying that law and order is in the hand of NIA, he's jumped on to what Dr. Sumant Raman said, correctly said by the way. NIA is under complete jurisdiction to actually file charges and arrest whosoever it wants to all over India. It doesn't need to worry about jurisdictions of state police force. So Dr. Sumant Raman is absolutely right. But here, I want to ask Mr. Bhaskar, you saw what happened at the police station yesterday. How many FIRs have been registered? The police station was run over by goons and vandals who were brandishing weapons. And as for the third, the lawyer of Mr. Amritpal, I want to respectfully say that he is being, being very bombastic and preachy. I want to ask him, he's saying that Bhindranwale called him a sant, by the way, which goes against the definition of what Mr. KPS Gill, who took Punjab from the jaws of disaster, brought it out. He was the one who actually thought Bhindranwale was a terrorist.
Well,
Number two,
well,
when he said
well, it is a passing on of the blame game.
May I come in?
Let action be taken. You sit back, enjoy yourself because you're running a government and power is there. Whether the country remains or not will remain to be seen. That seems to be the attitude. But 1 minute. Iman Singh ji, I would like to draw your attention to several news reports from November 2022 and any number of websites, any number of newspapers who have printed this. This march includes supporters sporting automatic weapons and bullets. I have not seen you putting a defamation case against any of these newspapers, which means that you're not contesting the fact. 24th of November 2022, please go back. Just do a Google search and you'll find these reports, and don't come here and try to intimidate me by saying I'll put defamation case worth crores of rupees. Well, that's your choice because you are a lawyer and you don't know anything other than slapping cases on people. But we are citizens and we are talking about the security of this country. And this is my country as well as it is your country. If you care to understand that the security of this country is important and what's happening in Punjab is a dangerous game. We've seen it in the past in the 1980s and we're seeing it once again, almost taking the same pattern. The point is, can we just wake up, take notice? Navika because this is our country. This is our Punjab. Punjab belongs to you as much as it belongs to me, and it's responsible for the security of this country for all of us. So can we just wake up and smell the coffee, whether it is the Aam Aadmi Party government or the centre? That's the point tonight we wish to make. Thank you very much to all my panelists for joining me on debate number 1.